far-right political groups, they wanted to hold a demonstration in Tower Hamlets in London, which is predominantly a Bangladeshi Muslim community oriented area. UKIP was the main organizer who wanted to hold this demonstration, but they were not allowed to hold it. They were banned from holding it. Instead, Bangladeshi community leaders and protesters took to the streets, protested against far-right plans to hold demonstrations there. And they were hoisting Bangladeshi flags and Palestinian flags. I couldn't see any British flag. Why? You are in Britain. You are in London. Why didn't I see many British flags? When you are in Rome, do as the Romans do. You came to the UK to be part of the British society, and many of you were born in the UK. So you should love Britain first. I'm not a supporter of the far right, but at the same time, I do appreciate the fact that the Bangladeshi and many Muslim leaders and community members are still living in the past. They are holding on to their origin countries' culture and ideas, extremist ideas about religion, etc. You come to the UK and you want to live a liberal life. You can be almost anybody you want to be. You want to be a Muslim, I believe UK is the best place to be a Muslim. But you must not bring your fanaticism here. Like the same way, a far right shouldn't be a racist group who do not want any migrants here. Because now is the time for global citizenship. But at the same time, UK must uphold its culture. If you are a migrant, you must prove yourself to be a deserving migrant. You bring yourself here and you bring your memories with you. You bring your history with you. You bring your experience with you. And when you are here, you also appreciate the culture, the host culture here. Your experience can make Britain better if you are calling it now your home. I have experience from Bangladesh. I lived there during my formating age, and when I was there, I experienced dictatorship, I experienced fanaticism with my own eyes. That's why I don't want Britain to be submerged under fanaticism. And I can see, reminiscence of those fanatic issues trying to take foot in Britain. So that's why I want to use my experience to safeguard Britain from any possible future rise of religious or cultural fanaticism which destroyed countries like Bangladesh. Look at Bangladesh now. It's almost ruined. We don't want to live there. I definitely don't want to live there. I had some desires to live my old age there because I was born in that country. But when I gave it a good thought, then I realized that my children who are British and American by birth, they will never go back. Or rather, they will never want to live in their parents' countries. And my grandchildren will be born in the West. My children are educated, and my parents, even my mother, is a naturalized American citizen. One of my sons is an American citizen by birth, and the other one is a British young man now by birth, right? So I must not live in the past. I love my birthland, but when I consider the pros and cons of both the countries, I decided to live in the UK, and I decided to have my future generations in the West. Unfortunately, I do not see any foreseeable future where Bangladesh can be a livable place for all cultural people and people of all religious groups in perfect harmony. So, when you are in the West, be part of it. If you are constantly thinking about Bangladesh, if you are constantly bombarded with information, political violence, and news about Bangladesh at your homes and in your television programs, if you're always busy thinking about Bangladesh, your children will be brought up with a sense that they do not belong here. So you have to be picky and choosy about the companion you keep, especially when you are surrounded by migrant communities. Because you must not forget that most of us come from a society where people generally do not understand the value of free thinking, value of free speech, value of secular living. So when you are living in an area where people are predominantly belonging to a particular migrant community, you must be careful, because there are people who are just coming from a country where they never learned about real democracy and human dignity. That's the truth. That is the truth. So I have decided lately that I will never again talk about Bangladesh. I will never again make videos in Bengali again, because now I must prepare myself for the next whatever years I will be living, so that I can enjoy my life, prepare for retirement, to be living in harmony with my future generations. And I hope my future daughter-in-law and my future grandchildren will be members of the mainstream community. That's what I will hope for. If you are looking at me and thinking he's a Bengali man, I appear to be a Bengali man, but my DNA tells me 46% of my DNA is European. That means one of my great-grandparents or one of my great-great-grandparents were white European. And they chose to live in countries like Bangladesh or India, probably during the imperialist times. That's why, in my mind, I am almost half European. And I believe it's about time that I should totally snap my ties with rotten countries like Bangladesh. Otherwise, I will never fully evolve. Thank you.